Okay, we're back. I don't want to waste much time here. I always have Robert Lawlor on the line. Okay, Robert, let's get back to it. We got about 12 minutes here.
Okay, I thought I would sort of look at that cycle of 49 years and go back in time a little bit. And if we subtract 49 from 1960, we are back at 1911, which was the preparation for World War I. It was Woodrow Wilson was elected president. He had an advisor, Colonel House, who convinced him for the necessity for a world war and America's involvement in it. It was the same year that Kaiser of
Wilhelm
of Germany made a speech called Germany as the Rising Sun, and he revealed the plan of Germany to establish an empire separate from the Anglo-American empire based on the spread of industrialism. And it was part of the feeling amongst the German people of being what they call modernity, of not being drawn into this the exact same structural unfolding of the British expansion of probably the revolution that has dominated all of the other revolutions of our age, which was the Industrial Revolution. So that's an interesting moment in this cycle of 49 years. And then one even more fascinating one is that if you go take another 49 years back, we go back to 1862, which was the issuing of the Emancipation Proclamation, that is the freeing of slavery and abolishing slavery from the borders, within the borders of America. One of the last countries in the world to abolish it, but that's when it occurred. And it's so interesting that in the 1960s and civil rights was just another step in the long, arduous process of freedom and equal rights for black people. And it's not only for blacks, but for the idea of slavery itself. Now, it's a fact that slavery has not decreased worldwide. It's actually larger now than it was at the time of the emancipation. They estimate there are 27 million people who are being bought and sold as slaves throughout the world today, and it's something like a $33 billion business. I got those statistics right from an interview show I heard on the radio. So 49 has a very powerful, almost dual face. One, the emancipation of slaves, and at another phase, its dark side, the preparation for a horrific war that was under preparation in 1911. So I thought these are interesting things because we're now in a another 49-year cycle, and you are saying that you're seeing it as a kind of another kind of revolutionary international battle that is now just being seeded, just like all the basic values that were disseminated in 1960. 1960 itself was just a seeding year before these concepts could emerge and to take a form as a sociological and psychological process.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that is to put the real extra importance on what we do now. Of course, 49 is 7 times 4, and
7 times 7.
49 is 7 times 7, and 1960 was 49 times 40. Now, this is another thing that is interesting to relate to, is that 40 is a very potent year in terms of the power for psychological transformation. It was well known throughout the Middle East that a regime of fasting and meditating for 40 days, and it's something that was attributed to Christ. It was an initiation that he went through in preparation for his ministry. But it's at 40 days and 40 nights. And John Allegro, who studied the Gnostic texts that were emerged in 1948, 49, he said that that principle of fasting was on the 39th day ended by a utilization of the fly, what's the red top mushroom?
Fly algaric.
Yeah. And
fly algaric mushroom.
Of that after fasting, and on the 40th day there would be revelations and realizations that would absolutely transform the level of consciousness, that one would be in a whole new energetic state of development.
Let's hold that thought there. Hang on, Robert. We're going to hold that thought. We're talking to Robert about time cycles, 49 years and 40 years, about 40 years in fasting. John Allegro, great Gnostic scholar at the Dead Sea Scrolls. We'll be right back for the long break, a short break and a long segment. The last segment with Robert Lawlor. I'm Jay Weidner. You're listening to Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour. We're talking to Robert Lawlor from the land down under in Oz. We'll be right back.